Is Anthem Destiny?
Literally phalanxes after phalanx. I don't want to call them that, but I mean, they're legit reskins in this case.
Hey guys, it's cbgray coming to you guys live with another video. How are you guys doing today? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Anthem as the demo just released from Friday to Sunday, and with it came a whole lot of bugs, came a whole lot of crashes, and obviously a whole lot of waiting at loading screens, but who doesn't love that?
Good lord. Do news computers have Minesweeper? Oh my gosh. That would be too funny. I'm looking to see if this computer comes with it. This is a very new computer. Minesweeper still exists, chat. Can you believe it?
So today we're going to be talking about 4 games that I think Anthem did receive some influence from, and just kind of draw some comparisons, and then also kind of dispute any accusations of any type of copycatting or any type of replicated experience. We'll just kind of go through each one, and you guys let me know what you think. So if you do end up enjoying this video, definitely make sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's go ahead and do this. So obviously the meme that I put at the beginning, a lot of people like to think that Destiny 2 and Anthem are very closely related, and that Anthem is gonna essentially be the Destiny killer of whatever that even means. But in terms of actual gameplay, Anthem is really almost nothing like Destiny, and there's only a few times within my experience of at least the demo where I felt like, well, this kind of feels like Destiny 2. Now, one of those times was when we were fighting the enemy that does look like a phalanx, and that is a complete reskin, and I'm not going to be arguing that. That enemy is a direct reskin of Destiny, and that's fine. That's not really something that's that important, but it is something where every time I see it, I'm like, oh hey, it's a phalanx. But other than that, guys, the other big thing where I really was thinking about Destiny when I was playing Anthem was in the Stronghold, and that's just because of some of the Stronghold mechanics that kind of made me think about Destiny raid mechanics. They were kind of similar, especially when you had to go grab the relics. It actually made me think of the encounter at the beginning of King's Fall, grabbing the relics before you could actually go into Oryx's Ascendant Realm and do the whole King's Fall raid, basically. Other than those two big things, for the most part, I wasn't really thinking about Destiny when I was playing Anthem. When I was shooting my guns, I wasn't like, this is very similar to Destiny. It's not a first-person shooter, it's a third-person shooter, as you guys already know. So when you're moving around, it doesn't feel like Destiny. Flying in the air feels super unique, and I just think that there's too many comparisons drawn for something that's just not that similar. But I do understand why people do it, because that's what people like to do. They like to talk about whatever, and it's gonna happen, so it's natural. But I just want to say, for my opinion, Anthem feels like a completely different experience from Destiny 2, with some small similarities, especially within the Strongholds, and the Stronghold was my favorite piece of content, so as long as they keep adding raid-like mechanics into the Strongholds, I won't really mind anyways. It's okay for games to have influence on another game, as long as it's not essentially copying it. So now let's get into another game that draws some influence from Anthem as well, or that Anthem draws from this game, and that would be Division 2. Obviously, this is more so because of the gunplay and just moving around, because you are in third person. I did sometimes feel like I was playing the Division in terms of just moving and shooting in third person, but this was very, very limited. It's not like I felt like I was really playing the Division. The Division is a completely different experience than Anthem, and I just don't personally think that it's fair to say that Anthem is copying Division in any way, just the same way that I don't think it's fair for you to say that they're copying Destiny in any way. And this is from somebody who's a Destiny YouTuber, so I'm not trying to be biased here, but I do understand, just in terms of the third-person shooter, that this is kind of similar, and I did sometimes feel like I could draw a comparison between the two. Now another one that I thought was kind of similar when I was playing through was Monster Hunter, and this was more when I was in the open world areas of the Anthem map. When I was shooting some of the prehistoric flying creatures, it really did feel like I was in Monster Hunter and some of the other creatures that were just roaming around, and I did like that aspect of Anthem. I thought that they were influenced, that they got it right, that it was fun, but it wasn't quite copycatting again. Like, it was just something that was just, you could feel the influence in some of the encounters in some of the worlds, but other than that, that was really the only comparison that I could draw for Monster Hunter. It just feels like when you are exploring different realms and you are running into some of these cool creatures, that every once in a while you're like, man, this kind of feels like Monster Hunter. But then you go into a stronghold or you go into a world event or whatever, and then you're just like, oh, this is Anthem. So it is one of those things where I can see it being a comparison and I understand it, but at the same time, Anthem is its own experience, especially once you kind of get into some of the deeper activities. And so moving on from there, the last comparison I wanted to make was to Warframe, and this is another one that I'm hearing a lot. And there are some times where, not in terms of feel, in terms of gameplay, I don't feel like I was playing Warframe when I was playing, but sometimes it did just look a little bit like it was influenced by Warframe. So now this is just completely looks, it's not gameplay again. This is just, when I looked, I was like, that kind of looks like Warframe. Now, nothing in terms of the enemies, in terms of the guns, but just in terms of kind of the overall layout and feel. Every once in a while I was like, wow, I do understand why people in my chat are saying this is influenced by Warframe. And so that's the 4 games that I felt like had the biggest influence on Anthem. Now, do I think Anthem was copying any of these games? No, and I don't think it's fair to make that comparison. It would be like me saying that, let's say we baked a cake and we had sugar, flour, icing, and one other ingredient, and just because sugar was in the cake, now I don't have a cake. Like, that's not really how it works. Like, you have a cake and it's the cake regardless of the ingredients within it. So the influence doesn't make it sugar, it's a cake. And it has influence just like every other game has had influence in the past. And I don't know why I'm using the comparison of cakes, because now I'm just really hungry. So now I really want to just go eat cake, but I can't because I'm recording. So get in the comment box below, guys. Let me know what games you thought influenced Anthem in terms of when you were playing. Did you get the same vibes that I got from these games, or did you think that Anthem was just completely unique to any game, or did you think there were other games out there that maybe it drew influence from? Either way, let me know in the comment box below. Can't wait to talk to you guys, and with that, I'm gonna talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks, I love you guys.
Destructo, this just like I'm Krillin, yeah. I'm presidential like I'm Reagan, yeah. I'm outer space, it's Armageddon, yeah. And take a ship above the heavens, yeah.